this video in 4K.
So you're probably thinking about installing a highway peg setup on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. We've got an option for you. Stick around. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Erlacher, lawabidingbiker.com. Thank you for checking back in. Many of you may be thinking of a basic highway peg mount system that mounts to your crash bars, your engine guards. Well, we've got a different option for you, and we believe this is a really awesome product from Ciro 3D. They're adjustable highway peg mounts. And today we're going to actually put this on a street glide. Of course, it's good for any touring model with the floorboards, but for you guys with full touring with lowers, with lower fairings, these are just an awesome option because they actually just replace your front floorboard support, and it gets those pegs out just outside your lower fairing. And on these adjustable highway peg mounts from Ciro, we're going to put Ciro rail pegs. And compared to your very cheap metal, stock metal, when you get these in your hand from Ciro 3D, super heavy, super high quality. And with that said, what do you say we get wrenching, huh? So the first thing we have to work on the front mount here, releasing it, and he's got a 3/16 hex head wrench and a 7/16 box end, and he's just going to start backing this out. All right, and he's just finishing it off there, and just back that all the way out, get that stock bolt out of there. Okay, so with a 5/16 hex head, there's 2 bolts on the front support here we're going to take out. The rear one he's working on now, we're not going to reuse that bolt. There's new hardware in the kit for that. The front one here that he's going to take off in a moment, we will reuse that stock one. And you got that rear one again, we're not going to reuse that. We've got new hardware. He'll move up to the front one here. Don't forget, if you appreciate this video, if you appreciate what we do, you can get these exact products, any Ciro 3D products, right in the Law Abiding Biker store. Link in the description below. Help support us. All right, and he's moved to the front one there. Same wrench, however, there's a nut on the back of this one. 9/16 wrench is what he's got on there. And again, we will reuse this front bolt. And just finishing up there. All right, he's got the new Ciro 3D support here. And the first thing they want you to do is put it in the bottom of the floorboard with the stock bolt and nut that we took out. So we'll reuse that. I'm just going to get it finger started right now. All right, you can see we left it loose. We didn't tighten it up yet. It's just kind of dangling. He's going to reuse the stock bolt and nut for that front of the support there. Just getting the nut put on the back there. So your kit comes with the new bolt here. It's a little bit longer. And he's going to put the washer on there. It's the lock washer first. This all comes in your kit, and the flat washer. Then that's going to go in the hole there, the rear bolt. Now he's got his wrench back on there. I'm going to crank these down. And if you are like to get your torque wrench out, that's fine. 36 to 42 foot-pounds is what you do, both of these, the front and rear bolt that we're working on. And he's working on the front one. Of course, he's got to bring his 9/16 wrench around the back because we've got that nut on there. And we'll tighten this one all the way down. All right, now he's going back up here to tighten this one down. 60 to 80 inch-pounds. And again, this is the stock hardware bolt and nut that we took off. Real quick, guys, if you appreciate all these free videos and what we're trying to do to help the law-abiding biker community, there is a way you can support us. You can become a patron member, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. There'll be a link in the description below. You can pledge a certain amount per piece of content that we put out. No risk, because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits of becoming a member. There's a private Facebook group that's blowing up. There's also a access to premium videos and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, all the information is over. Hit the link, check it out. All right, let's get back into your video. All right, so what he has here is a couple parts in his hand, the arm, the clevis, and a bolt. So what he's going to do here is he's going to attach his clevis to the arm, and there's kind of spines in there, so to speak, that line up. It's machined. And with his 3/8 by 7/8 inch bolt with high collar washer, he's going to insert it between the two there. And he got it most of the way with his finger. Now we're going to need a wrench. Because it's countersunk, he's got a 5/16 hex head, and he's just going to get it kind of just barely snug. You'll kind of want to leave it loose so that you still can adjust it. We'll do final adjustments later. So now he's going to install the clevis and arm onto the actual front mount. And again, it's kind of machined on the back. There's just some spines that line up. And he's going to put his 3/8 by 1 1/8 bolt through there. And if you're a torque wrench, you want to torque it down, it's 36 to 42 foot-pounds. And at the very end, you can do your torque and snug it down. Remember, this is adjustable. As far, you know, how far up you want this, and you really need to have the rider on the bike, and then at the very end. So we don't have that completely tight yet because we'll need to make some adjustments. In your kit comes a tab spring, and 1/16 hex head he's got. You're going to see where this is going to go. And so you can see how he's putting that in there with his hex head. And he'll get that all bolted in. And he's just finishing tightening that tab spring down, and you can kind of see how it sits up in there. So if you're wondering, the reason that tab spring that we put it up in the clevis there, and you can see how it's kind of machined and spined on the back, it makes it so it clicks into different positions for adjusting. That's why that's up in there. All right, and so what he's got there is his Ciro rail pegs. Anything you see in this video, the Ciro products can be gotten right in the Law Abiding Biker store. Link in the description below. And he's got a D-spring down there. This comes in your kit, and he's going to install that in the clevis there. And this is kind of the easiest way to do it. He's getting it started a little bit, and then he'll pop that in. So what he's doing is just working in, trying to get the hole in that D-spring lined up with the clevis hole there, so he can get his bolt in. And with the bolt that comes in your kit, 3/8 by 1 1/8, he's got everything lined up in there. Just takes a little finesse. And he'll install that all the way through in the clevis there. And 5/16 hex head is what he's getting that in there with. And 25 to 35 foot-pounds torque on this. Or tighten another quarter turn, we're good with that. So these are very adjustable to get it just how you want it. You kind of need a personal preference. You can see right there, it adjusts. There's a bolt. Of course, we didn't tighten it down where it meets the clevis there, so to speak, where it meets the arm. And then you've got another adjustment point right down there where the arm goes into the actual support. And you can see it's just up and down and how high you want it and how you want your foot. So just spend some time with that. And then when you're all done, don't forget, bolt those bolts, 36 to 42 foot-pounds. Make sure you crank them down good. And don't forget Ciro rail pegs that we put on here. You know, they have an adjustment too. And it's a 1/4 inch hex head. And that allows you, you can see you can roll that peg around so you can get it just the right angle. So lots of adjustments. And you can use any of the pegs on here, of course. Ciro has a whole line of pegs that you could use, that we just chose the rail pegs for this project. And don't be a chicken. Make sure and hit that subscribe button. Every time that button is hit, another biker joins the revolution.